Hello hmmm, welcome back to another Dr. Spicer 10 YouTube video, and it's been a long time since I've done another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at, of course, you have read the title, the 15th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver from the Joy to the World Christmas special. I have the deluxe version to compare with. Just been using that to stand it in. I haven't got a proper stand for this one, but I'll just put that away. So we're going to take a look at this. So this is the 15th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver as seen in the Christmas special Joy to the World. This is the 2-chromed edition. Last time this has been the deluxe version, which was like the first version you could get after the San Diego Comic-Con release. And then, of course, you got the standard release of this, which I nearly bought, but then I thought, why not, and splash my cash on a bit of two-tone chrome. So yeah. So on the back, it says swivel out motor, pop out, swivel out motor, swivel out viewer, and pop out emitter. There we go. Battery information down there. Got a nice little holographic sticker down there. I miss those. Those were the days when we used to get them all the time. You can just see peeking down there behind the box of the instructions. So yeah, I'm not really fond of like the way it's been packaged, because you had to literally unfold the box to do it, and that's a bit annoying. I liked the versions where you had like a cylindrical tube and you'd be able to pop the lid off and have that, like for the 11th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver toys. Something like that. I miss them. Obviously it would have to be an oval instead of a cylindrical tube if it was repackaging these, but it does fit in with the motif with the new release of Doctor Who merchandise so far. So yeah, this is still available on Capture's website as well. It's just short of 40 quid. So pretty pricey for what you get. So let's open this box up and let's obviously compare it with this one. So here is the Sonic out of its box. Said that a bit randomly, didn't I? So immediately I can tell there's a bit of a difference. I can feel a bit of a difference. I don't know why. It's just me. I think it's just me, but there's a sort of few differences. That button seems to be more. It's hard to tell. Anyways, so here is the 15th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver, which is the 2-tone chrome, which is more pinkish red than 2-tone, but in some lights it is more pink, and some lights it is like a greenish. You can definitely see like a bit of a greenish tint, a greenish goldish tint. So yeah. I previously just prattled about with the Sonic like literally just a minute ago, and it feels, I mean, it's exactly the same as this, just repainted to be different colour scheme. But if you compare the two together, the blue has more shininess than the 2-tone colour one has. So yeah. Now what the really interesting bit is when you stick both of them together. That'd be a chonker, wouldn't it? No, that's double trouble, isn't it? I mean, could you imagine the Doctor carrying a Sonic Screwdriver exactly like this? It's weird. Now, what's more weird, I found a bit more strange. Now, on here, on the deluxe version, the viewfinder, if I just open that up, you can see that it's like very clear, like shiny clear, right? Now, moving on to this one, you can probably tell this one is actually more translucent. It's hard to tell. Can you see like how the other one's got like a reflection onto the plastic? This one, if you look on the glassy bit, it's a bit dull. That's the first thing I've noticed. The swivel mechanism seems to be fine on mine, although it's quite it's quite like that. But other than that, like, it's fine. Like, it's steady. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. So, yep. So that feels steady, although it does feel a bit stiff. So, yeah. This one, you can tell I've used it for quite a while because it's got scuff marks on the bottom. I don't take this out with me. I've took it out once. But the problem with these screwdrivers is the batteries. It eats the batteries like there's no tomorrow. That's the downside to them. You can see the power crystals glowing nicely. This one needs new batteries again. I've just took this one out of the box. Looking at the viewfinder. Just close that up. Looking at the viewfinder, you've got these markings here, which on mine tends to have had a bit of a scuff mark along down there. Don't know if you can see. There's somewhat of a scuff mark down there, like a really faint gold line. That's just over time of use of using these. That's the thing. Obviously, this is your battery access point, so you can just lift and pull out. Well, this is a new Sonic, so it's just going to be a bit stiffer than usual. There we go, and that's your 3 batteries in there. You know, you just slide that back in there. It's a bit fiddly, but it's easier to pick up when you've snagged it. So really, it's just the same. It's just really the exact same as the Deluxe, although we've just got a different tone of colour. It's more of a goldish pink, but in some light it's more pink than other lighting. Like down here where they've got the, like on the Deluxe, you'll notice it's got like a blue bit here, which isn't actually matching with the chrome blue, whereas on the, let's say the pink one, the two-tone edition one, is more similar to the actual paint job on this Sonic, so they've matched that in better this time, so well done, character. So yeah, I've had this Sonic in a box for like the past week, and I've just not had time to review it, so this is why I'm getting it done now. So yeah, it's still practically brand new. So turning to features, the emitter pops out, just like so, pressing this button here, and then you can see the emitter pops out. And that's really it on that bit. And you can see the little like wiggly lines all the way around, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. I like it. Of course, you can lift that up, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Although it doesn't really do anything. It's just to keep the emitter in place. So when you pop it open, boom, seamless. Which is neat. I quite like that little thing there. It's just kind of neat. Just reminds me of the Master's Laser when you do that. It sounds like it's ready. And then, of course, again, if you pull the viewfinder, it makes the scanning noises, which is my favourite feature on this. I don't know why, I just love it. Sounds like the Sonic sunglasses. Opening this up, as far as I can tell, I've had no issues with the Sonic. I mean, just now I've just opened it and it's pretty sturdy. It feels sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. Although others been complaining about the pin issues, but mine seems to be fine, so that's good. So again, pressing the main button here, press it once. You have the standard Sonic buzzy noise. Hello me. That's super shiny, that. And then, of course, press it twice. You've got the broken Sonic sound effect. And, of course, 3 times. Diagnostics. Now, if you press the button quickly once, it'll make that noise. If you press it twice, it'll do the ending sounds to each Sonic's sound. So that's how you do it. Closes up nicely. Open it up the other way. Just feels about the same, really. Although I just stick to opening mine one way, and that's mainly this way. And then close it up. So yeah. Now this one, I'm not going to really play about with too much, but if we turn into the deluxe one, you can see it's just identical to one another. It's just the paint are different. So yeah, they both got the same electronics, so it will do the secret sounds as well. To activate them, you need to press this button 15 times, hold down on the 16th. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you pull this out, and then you release, close, and then you hold it twice. Press it twice, sorry. Which is pretty cool. And then when you open this viewer, that's just neat. And of course, to set it back, you just press it 10 times. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times, sorry. You can get your standard Sonic back. So yeah, I was in two minds about getting this version of the Sonic. I was originally going to get the standard version because I like to carry this one around. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it I like. But obviously I'm more of a Team Blue than 2 Chrome. But now I've got the 2 Chrome, I dig it. I dig it. Like, it slaps. Seriously. And the battery needs changing. So, yeah, that's one problem with these Sonics, is the fact that it eats batteries, and that's a bit of a downside. But still brilliant nonetheless. I'm just going to pan this down a bit so you can see. So I'm going to open them both up, just like so, showing all sides of both Sonics. You can see how they are quite similar in some places, although the only thing, again, like I said, is the paint is just different. And like the blue one, it's already getting scuffed up, although I'm pretty gentle with mine. It's just that up there now it's starting to get scuffed. I'm going to try and keep this one as pristine as possible. But again, if you hold them both together, this is just something I've always been curious about, and it's quite neat to how screwdrivery. Well, this is compensating, isn't it? Now this is it's crazy. Just putting them side by side like that, it's just weird to look at. Well, so that's that one. I will say the mechanism on this one feels a bit more rough. Like if you just, it feels a bit more rough on there, but it's solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to do anything else apart from just swivel to the sides. I know some people have complained about this midsection here being very loose. Mine's pretty tight. So mine's tight, so that's good. Which is always a worry about these Sonics, is mainly these sections here getting loose over time. And I've had this for like a fair good few months now, and I've carried it around, I've played about with it, and it's still strong and robust. Although I did drop it once, but it needs batteries. Oh no. So that's a shame. But yeah, overall, nice Sonic. Just a bit concerned to why this is more translucent than, because it's more opaque than this one. This one's pretty spot on. You can definitely tell now if I just show them like so. If I'm just gonna there you go. You can tell between the two Sonics that the viewfinders seem a bit different, which is interesting. Now what's worse than one Sonic? Double Sonic! I always like doing that. I'll do it with the 14th. That was satisfying, not gonna lie. Now, I will say, the 15th Doctor Sonic is quite a fidget. Now, I'll tell you this. When I first got this one, when I first got this one, I was non-stop fidgeting around with it. Like, within the first day, I killed the batteries. So yeah, it's quite a fidget to play with. So if if you end up buying one of these, I'll tell you now, be prepared to keep buying batteries, because they do wear out pretty quickly. So yeah, so that's the 15th Doctor's sonic screwdriver by character options. Just put them together like that. And the box is there. Let's move that out of the way, actually. So there you have it, the 15th Doctor's sonic screwdriver. And what a neat little thing it is. Although I would say it's more of a probe than a screwdriver, because, screwdrivers are round, not flat. So, yeah. I will say, now I've just opened it, it has got slightly loose now, so it's weared in a bit. So that's nice, because mine does it. Like, you're like... So it's about the same. So don't expect miracles. Oh wait, I've just noticed I've got a bit of a chip there, but it's not really noticeable. It's only in the seam there when you look into the inner groove. But that's not really. It's just a bit of paint, Wear and tear does happen, so be prepared. And I've seen several people post like, "Oh, the batteries. Oh, how do you change them?" Like, they keep complaining the batteries are dying pretty fast, and I've noticed that as well. So it's fine. It's normal. It's just that the electronics that they've used, could have just probably put an on-off switch somewhere. Like, for example, they could have just turned this into an on-off switch here. They could have just done a press button, so press in once, it'll turn it on. Press it in again, it'll turn it off. Just to conserve batteries. This thing, that is a screw hole cover. That popped out the other day. I've just glued it back in, so it's not going to pop out anywhere. That's when I dropped it. So yeah, so there's nothing wrong with these Sonics. They are, this one's brand spanking new, and this one I've had for a while. But if I had to go for one Sonic, I would say the blue one. I don't know if that's just me being biased. I just prefer the blue. The blue just shines a lot better, in my opinion. But looking at the two-tone, it feels... I'd say it doesn't feel new, it just feels refreshed. It feels refreshing to look at. It's quite refreshing to look at, actually. And we know that Shooty ended up scuffing his Sonics because he wears a lot of rings. So that will happen with these. I've seen a video on Facebook where one guy was on about batteries being stupid, and the Sonic looked completely weathered, and it looked so amazing. But I'm trying to keep the pristine-ish look. It's just down here I've worn it in a bit. But what I do to close it, I lift it gently, because if you rub it against that, it will rub in with the gold there. So if you're going to close the Sonic, just have your finger just swiping it, and just so you're not catching it, just to help, So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. If you want to see more of my Who stuffs, I've got loads of stuff to review. I've just thought I'd get the sonic screwdriver out the way, because I've been dying to do that for so long. So yeah, stick around, feel free to subscribe, and check out my other social medias, Instagram and TikTok at Real 10th Doctor, Instagram.spice10. And if you like to see any TARDIS updates or other reviews and such, feel free to leave a subscribe, and also comment down below if you've got any questions. You can still buy this off Character's website as of now. So if you want one, I highly recommend you pick one up if you haven't got one already. If I had to say one, it's basically preference. If you prefer the blue, go for the blue. If you prefer the two-tone, the two-tone's for you. Or if you like both for completist reasons, I'd still do it. I'd like to see a basic version of this one here to make it more widely available for people who can't afford things like the extra features. which is interesting. To have a standard version of the blue, I've been tempted to buy that one, but I thought, no, I'm going for that one, and I did. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Alonzo.